it's Laszlo from Connectorly here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you how to manage budget in Xero using a simple step-by-step process. This is great if you want to edit your budget in Excel, make changes and import it back into Xero, or even if you want to create a variance budget based on your original numbers. So let's get started. First of all, the main goal is to show you, if you're familiar with Microsoft Excel, then it's much more easier to handle the budgets with just the export import functionality in Xero. So let me show you how it's done. First of all, I just logged into Xero and I'm using a demo company to show you how this needs to be done. Let's go to the accounting and click on the report. Go down and find the budget manager, which will show you all the budgets you have at this very moment. You can set the start, the actuals, the periods, and update your view if you want. You can also create a new budget with some number, and I just want to show you how we can manage this built-in one. As you can see, for the future it's mostly empty, so it's gonna be much more easier in Excel to fill up this budget and then just import it back. So I'm gonna use the export functionality, and I'm gonna use the CSV format because we love the CSV format at the Connectorly. Just gonna save this file and then open it. Right, so this is the budget that comes from Xero. This is the overall budget, and all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna add some more numbers and quickly show you how it's done. Let's say the sales in my terms, it's gonna be, let's say, 5% increase every month. So I'm just gonna generate some numbers for there. Going to add some salaries as well from this month, let's say 3,000, and planning to use that for the rest of the budget. Also trying to add phone and service, and let's say the travel is the same as well. Also trying to add some national insurance number from this month, let's say. And finally, expenses which I wish to put in place, like purchases. Right, let's say you filled up everything and now you're happy with your budget. As you can see, it's much more easier to fill up everything in Excel. So all I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna save this file and import it back to Xero. File, let's save. Then I'm gonna close this and I'm back to Xero. Here I'm gonna use the import functionality. If you wanna use a empty template, you can also download the template before you do this, or you can just select your file, which I already saved and updated, and I'm going to import it back. It will tell me how many updates it finds, and I'm just gonna confirm. We'll get back to the same view, but this time, as you can see, as I added some numbers to the sales, they are coming in also with the purchases and everything. So the variance of the budget, it's again can be really easy. So in here, I'm gonna export out again this file into CSV. I'm gonna add a new name, overall budget version 2, and I'm gonna save the file. Okay, as a next step, I'm gonna open it, and now I'm gonna do some changes. So in my previous example, I said planning 5% changes on the sales. Let's make that 10. So I'm gonna say that. Let's say I'm planning to employ someone else from October, and the salaries in there will become double. Also, let's say 2 people mean I will need to spend more on the purchases. Let's make that 800, and obviously the other one is the national insurance, which should be something more. And again, I'm just gonna save these changes and I'm gonna close Excel. Now I don't want to import top of the overall budget. What I want to do is have a version 2 of this budget. So what I'm going to do is select the budget, add a new one, and I'm gonna give it the name. I'm gonna save this. It is pretty much empty till now. Now I'm going to import that file I just created as version 2. And if you check the numbers, they should be all following the changes I done in Excel. So right now I do have my first budget, the second one, which some different numbers. How can we use this in the reporting? Okay, so the first thing I wish to show you, if you have Connectorly pushing your data into Power BI from Xero, then on the Connectorly settings, you already have an option to select which budget you want to use for the forecasting. As you can see, I have the overall budget in here, which is coming from Xero. If I refresh the data, it will check if we have anything else in Xero. Let me just see. Yes, now we do have the second one I created just a couple of minutes ago. I'm gonna choose this one. So now after the next refresh, you should be able to use this overall budget too in your Power BI report. Let's head over to Power BI. This is my demo company and I'm gonna do a refresh and I'm going to check if I can see the new budget in there. As you can see from the previous one, I can see one more, but that's not what I'm looking for. So what happened, we need to start a manual refresh on our data. Let me show you how it's done. I'm heading back to my demo company in the Connectorly portal, and I'm just going to click on the Sync Now button, which is the Connectorly logo in the middle of the screen. If you have a bigger organization, that could take up to half an hour, but if you have less data, then it's gonna be much more quicker. Also, I'm using demo company this time, so this should be pretty quick. Let's wait until it finishes. Right. It has just finished. Let me go back to Power BI desktop to see what's going on, and let's press the refresh data again and just wait until it's finishing the update. And as you can see, now the data is refreshed. By switching between your budget, you can easily play different scenarios and you will see straight away, thanks to the Connectorly template and the Connectorly template to using Xero budgets, your changes. As you can see, now I'm able to switch between the budgets really easily. Both of them are coming from Xero. If you do any changes using the Xero UI or using the import, export and Excel updates, which I just show you in this video, then you can easily use in your reports in Microsoft Power BI. Let me switch to the actual forecast, so you will see in there the one which I'm using at the moment is the overall budget 2. But easily we can switch it back to the original one, which had the different numbers, so everything is working. I hope this helps, and I hope you will be able to manage your budget now much more easily, because basically that's it. You have now learned how to access and export your budget in Xero, edit and manage it in Excel, import it back to Xero, and create a variance version for comparison. So just please keep it up, use the budgeting as I just showed you, and if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future tutorials. And if you are using Power BI and you want to see your Xero budgets working perfectly and seamlessly with your in Power BI, start a free trial on the connectorly.io and let us know if you need any help with that. Thanks for watching and see you next time.